What's up, you guys? Welcome to Fightful. Sean Ross Sapp here with a name, how could you not? Man, the year he's had, and it's culminating this Sunday, TNA Slammiversary on Long Island at UBS Arena. We have Mike Santana. He's going to be in the TNA World Championship match, highly anticipated. Mike, how you feeling?
I feel great. I feel ready to go. I'm motivated. I'm excited. Um, I got the city on my back, so I'm coming into this with all the fire in the world, man.
Now, I know that this is obviously a huge moment for you. And one of the things that I respect so much about you is when you left a tag team, when you left AEW, there were a lot of people saying tag team guy, this, that. And you're like, no, I know what I am and I know what I can be.
Yeah,
And you did exactly that. I mean, in a very similar way, a guy that
yeah,
you've fought in the ring, AJ Francis, had a lot of
yeah.
people saying the same things, and he's become a hugely productive member of TNA. How does
Yeah.
that feel for you to be at this moment, knowing that there's an awful lot of doubters that you shut up?
It feels great, and I knew, again, man, like I embraced that, like that. I love every, of course, it was tough, right? It was like the internet could chew you up and spit you out, as you know, right?
Yeah.
But I embraced it all, and I was like, watch me work, and I used all of that just to get me to where I'm at today. And yeah, like it was just noise, bro. It was just noise. And sometimes, there's gonna be people that see what you see and that don't, and that's just the way life is, right? So yeah, it is what it is. I'm here today. I'm doing pretty well for myself, if you can ask me. And all that doubt and all that negativity and all that crap, it just got me to the main event. So
Now, obviously, TNA had to have some idea of your goals and aspirations when bringing you in, because I mean, like, you could have very well stayed in AEW. I know for a fact they would have loved to have kept you there. They had people in
yeah,
high places telling me such, but TNA was very familiar with you, even though it was different regimes. How
yeah.
were those conversations when you rejoined the company? Like, I'm sure knowing you at least the amount that I know you, you probably made it pretty clear. Like you had some goals.
Oh, absolutely. I made it very clear um, before in the very first conversations that I had. You know, I I made it very clear that listen, I want to be here, and I would love to be here, but I don't have to be here.
Mhm.
You know, no matter what, I trust in myself and I trust in the work that I'm going to put in. That I'm going to make it happen wherever I go or whatever I do. So, if you are willing to give me the opportunity to show what I can do and prove that I can be a major player, and then great, here we are, But if not, then let me know and I could go on my merry way. But thankfully, like you said, I have such a rich history here, and I've maintained such a great relationship with so many people here that they were willing to give me that opportunity, and I seized every moment. And I think one of the biggest things that I learned from Cody actually was to maximize your minutes, and that's what I do every time I'm in front of a camera. Is I maximize whatever time that I have and make the most of it and make sure that I force the hand of whoever's in charge to put me where I should be.
Now I know you've wrestled in New York like over 100 times, but at
Yeah.
UBS Arena, you've only got like a minute and a half under your belt because you disposed of your opponents there pretty quickly at AEW. What's
Yeah,
this
yeah,
going to be like for you, considering the fact that you've wrestled like everywhere in New York pretty extensively? How's
yeah.
this one looking for you? It's home turf for you.
It definitely is. And again, like you said, I had a pretty quick one the last time I was there. And the fact that I'm going from that to the main event is
Yes.
pretty wild to me. I was thinking about it actually the other day where like I use a lot of my time now to reflect and make sure that I appreciate every moment and everything that I've done. And I was thinking about that, like, man, it's crazy that the last time that I was in that building, 5 seconds, and now I'm headlining. So
Yeah.
God is good, and when you put in the work, you make it happen.
You've had quite the run in TNA. Like, just the stuff that you did with Mustafa Ali was just unbelievable. And even again, like, just stuff up and down the board has been so fun and so drastically different. I think it's really highlighted the variety of styles, not just that you can work with as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
How has that been for you? Because it's not just TNA. Like, if it's House of Glory, you might be wrestling like Masato Tanaka or Amazing Red or Matt
Yep.
Riddle, like any number of people.
Yep. I've always prided myself, and when I was starting to come up in the game, I always made it uh, a thing that I want to be a hybrid wrestler. I want to be able to be put anywhere in the world and work, right? Wrestling is a universal language, but also at the same time, there's different styles. And if you could go in there and learn every style and be able to be placed anywhere in the world on any show and pull out the very best, then that to me makes a total complete pro wrestler. And yeah, like you said, I've adaptability is everything. Adaptability is everything, and I'm like a chameleon when it comes to pro wrestling, man. I've been blessed to have the career that I've had. I've traveled all over the world, and yeah, man, I use all of that today.
I spoke earlier about how I know that AEW wanted to keep you. Clearly, TNA wanted you. You're high in demand on the indies. Everybody had heard like WWE was an option for you all before AEW, but
Yeah,
clearly they're interested in you now because you're all over NXT TV and getting
yeah.
great reactions there. I mean, is that also sort of a point of reinforcement for you, that like satisfaction where this company is like, well, hell yeah, we want to deal with it. Yeah, we want to give him a 10-minute, 12-minute, a title match on our TV show.
It's definitely uh, it's a rewarding feeling for sure, because I guess it validates all the hard work and validates that first initial thought of like, yo, I could do this, and people might not see it now, but they will, you know. And that's the thing too. I was talking earlier with someone, and I was like, I made a plan for myself, and I've been following that plan step for step, and it's been working, right? And also, like when putting this plan together, I didn't put a timeline on it. I didn't say, all right, by this year, I want to do this, by that year. I was like, I'm going to put this plan together, and however long it takes is how long it takes. And I'm going to do what I got to do, but I'm going to stick to my guns as much as possible and go forward with this plan. And up to this, and also, I shared the plan with maybe 4 people, and to have 3 of those people hit me up constantly and go, it's crazy how you've hit everything on that plan, right? It's pretty cool. But going back to the WWE thing, it's a good feeling to feel wanted, of course, especially when coming from what I've come from and having done what I've done, it's definitely a good feeling. And I honestly, bro, like I feel like I'm just getting started. Like I there's just so much more. I'm still young, thankfully, and I'm still healthy, and I'm good to go.
I know that sort of the entrance or maybe the first appearance with NXT, there were rumors that came together pretty quickly. Can you discuss that process with us, like of even being told, like, hey, you're going over to NXT, you're going to pop up here, you're going to do this?
So I was told maybe a couple days.
Wow.
Yeah, it just happened so fast. It was like, hey, you got a couple days. This is what's happening, but I didn't know like the full on, plan. I just knew that I was going to Battleground, and then it
Interesting.
snowballed from there. And but yeah, like I got that call. They told me what was up, and I was like, let's go. Another day at work, you know. And that's also how I looked at it. I was like, yeah, I'm going to WWE and it's a major deal and it's my first time walking through those doors. Hell, I said it in my very first time in front of a WWE camera. You know what I mean? It's taken me 16 years to get to this point. But at the same time, I treated it like another day at work, you know.
Now, when you're over there, you clearly still do some stuff with Joe Hendry. I saw you really doubling down on your stance that he is corny. Can you elaborate on
He's
such?
the biggest cornball. He's the biggest cornball of all time. I mean, what more needs to be said? I mean, you know, look, listen. I've said it before. I've said it to him. I respect what he's done. I respect his grind and how he's represented TNA, right? Like he's taken the TNA title to the Royal Rumble. He's showed up at WrestleMania. He's been such a great uh, uh, poster child for the company. But at the end of the day, I've said it before. I've said it live on TV. The TNA World Title was built off the backs of the very best professional wrestlers, and that's what I'm planning to bring it back to.
I know that you had mentioned your AEW release, and I think a lot of people, even myself, assumed that maybe your time went up because everybody remembers the countdown. Like you were always creating buzz with that. Like, you were driving like every day on my Q&A. What's up with the countdown? What's up with the countdown? I'm like, what do you all think is up with the countdown? Like, what more can I say? And clearly, you're not going to come out and like just say it or anything.
Yeah.
But then the injury happened. Like, how much time did you have left before they finally let you go?
Let me see. Maybe like 5-6 months.
Okay, so probably that's still a good amount of time, especially with you having clear goals at mind.
Yeah. And you know, I was super thankful because I was asked before, oh, do you feel like you wasted your time? Do you feel like you, not at all, man. Like, because I looked at that as a learning experience. You know, if a waste of time would be if I didn't take anything from it. You know what I mean? And I took so much from it. I got to learn from so many people. I got to work with so many people. And I don't really look down really much on my time there. Of course, there was good days, there was bad days, you know what I mean? But overall, I learned. And that knowledge is what I've been able to use also to get me to where I'm at. So everything paid off in the long run, you know what I mean? And at the end of the day, when it comes to the very first show and the very first main event, my name will always be there. And I'm happy.
And the parking lot fight is one of the greatest things I've ever seen in pro wrestling.
Oh, in that.
It was unbelievable. I interviewed Sue off of that stuff. Like I hit her up. I was like, let's do an interview. It's like, let's do this. It was unbelievable. But that leads me to my next question. One that I have for a lot of wrestlers, especially ones like you, pretty physical style. What's the hardest you've been hit in the ring?
The hardest I've been hit? Yo, she's oh man. I have to say it, by Jordan Grace.
Okay.
Listen, I'll never forget, we were at a Progress show and she was a surprise, and it was like a tag match, a 6-man tag match or whatever. And on the other side, it was Gresham and Chris Brooks from CCK, and she came out as a surprise. And listen, I get it, she was excited, but she blasted me so hard that I remember getting to the back and I was like, yo, we got heat. Like, did I steal money from your mom or something? Like, what the hell's going on? But she's definitely up there on the hardest hitters. Who else? I don't know. Like you said, I'm a pretty intense, physical guy. So
that's a good answer. That's a good answer, though.
Jordan Grace, I'm gonna give her all the hell in the world because I still do to this day.
Another thing I'm interested in, because you were so traveled on the independent circuit, was there anybody particularly early on that you ran into, whether it be you working with them in a team or like an 8-man or against them, that you were like, yeah, I'm going to be seeing them down the line. Like I'm going to be seeing them in the AEWs, TNAs, WWEs of the world. Because I know that you like pretty early on, you faced like Swerve and some people like that.
Oh yeah, for sure. I got to work with a lot of people. I mean, Walter, Swerve. Um, I was blessed to come up during such a time where there was so much talent out there, and we were all working with each other. So it was just like, man, that like early, like that late 2000s, early 2010s, mid 2010, like that class of talent was just, it was endless. So the fact that I got to come up during that and work with all those guys, but yeah, I definitely knew that Walter was going to be a big deal. I definitely knew. Same with Strickland. Strickland, like we wrestled each other 2012, 2013, and I
Mhm.
was like, yeah, this dude, like, and we had a one-on-one too,
Yeah.
and I was like, yup, this is gonna be a dude. Also, like uh today, like in the indie run I've been on today, like Marcus Mathers is a beast.
Oh my God, he's so good.
So good. And
He's
what's
so good.
crazy is I had a 30-minute banger with the kid. And I was like, first of all, he was the first person to ever make me feel old because he gets on the mic after the match and he's like, yo, I remember when you used to wrestle with my dad. And I was like, whoa, whoa, whoa,
Oh
whoa,
my
whoa.
gosh.
I was like, wait a minute, wait a minute. And I was like, don't say that too loud. Like, don't say that to people. And but yeah, like he's a big one. I just got to wrestle Calvin Tankman. He's a beast. Who else? Yeah, man. Like I feel like a lot of the young guys now. The only thing that I will say is that the the strive for like really, really wanting to make it is very few and far in between now.
Sure.
Back then, everybody was like, "Yeah, we got to make it. Like, we got to," you know what I mean? And I feel like now, there's pockets. There's pockets.
Yeah. To the point to where it facilitated the creation of a completely new company. Like
Yeah,
that's how robust that scene was back then. And
yeah,
like
yeah, for sure.
I love going through people's early cage match stuff and like seeing that you were wrestling like the SAT, you were wrestling like Julio De Niro, like some people who had been around like
Yeah,
for a long time before you had been. And
yeah,
it's
yeah.
it's really cool to see that. A name that I brought up as like a similar but different path than yours was AJ Francis, because a whole lot of people acted like he couldn't wrestle, couldn't work, couldn't talk, couldn't do anything.
Hmm.
And like he has proven himself invaluable to TNA to the point to where you all went out and had a phenomenal street fight.
Yeah.
What was that like? 'Cause, I mean, you got two guys that are always motivated to prove people wrong and motivated to just put on an entertaining show.
Uh, that's a recipe for greatness. Like you said, AJ is like myself. We use that to 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 fuel the fire. You know what I mean? And like me, even now, like being where I'm at, like I feel like I wake up every day with something to prove. And that's just my nature and that's who I am. So I think he's in a similar mindset of like, I got something to prove. And we definitely went out there and he proved it, you know. And and yeah, it was definitely a good one. It was definitely a good one.
As we start to wrap up, a reminder: UBS Arena this Sunday on Long Island, TNA Slammiversary. Yourself, Joe Hendry, Trick Williams. Now, you've been in the ring with Trick Williams a
Yeah.
number of times now across TV, across like any number of things. Like you've been in there with him. How, like, what kind of impression did he give you? Like positive, negative, indifferent?
Um, Definitely ego driven, definitely cocky, which is okay. You know what I mean? We all got to believe in ourselves, right? I just, for me, I just don't feel like he's the right representative for TNA. You know what I mean? I don't think he puts respect on that TNA strap. I don't think he understands the weight that that belt has really had. Like, it's been, again, I go back to saying it, it's been built off the backs of some of the greats. And I don't think he has respect for that. And I think he takes it for granted even. And yeah, and that's not taking away from what he's done in the past, or how, what, how he is in the ring, or whatever the case is. But I'm here repping TNA. I'm here as the guy who wants to bring it back to the essence and really like put on for this brand. And that's exactly what I'm going to do.
You can see Mike Santana do that. TNA Slammiversary this Sunday, UBS Arena on Long Island. I wish you luck. I'm personally, I'm pulling for you. I want to see this moment happen. I feel like you more than deserved it. You have earned such a thing. But
Yeah.
we encourage you guys check out our post show afterwards as well. Mike, I want to thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, man. I appreciate you having me.
Until next time, my friends, we are out.
Oh.
If you aren't watching wrestling with NordVPN.com/Fightful, you are not watching wrestling in the best way. I know times are tough. Money is tight. NordVPN.com/Fightful can eliminate your cable bill if you just watch wrestling. You can watch Raw, SmackDown, NXT, and PLEs on Netflix by changing your virtual location with just one click. You can watch pay-per-views at a much more affordable price when you change that virtual location and get the prices they're getting overseas. In addition, all the wonderful features that we haven't even mentioned. But right now, you save big. 4 extra months free and a 30-day money-back guarantee when you use NordVPN.com/Fightful. By the end of this subscription, you're going to be saving money. NordVPN.com/Fightful.